Hello my dear students, welcome back to my class. In the series of learning programming in C, in the previous video we have discussed about pointer addition. In today's video, we will discuss about pointer subtraction. So those who are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon so that you can get the notification of all the new videos. Watch the video till the end. Do not skip the video. And if you like the video, please click on the like button and share the video to all your friends. Pointer subtraction. So in the previous video, we have seen how we can perform pointer addition. So let us have the glance on it. So addition of two pointers cannot be done. So we cannot add two pointers. Say for example, I have two pointers, say P, and one more pointer, say Q. P plus Q cannot be done. But addition of a pointer with an integer can be done. So for example, you have a pointer P, you can say plus 2. So how this will be evaluated? It is plus 2 into the size of the data type. So here what we say, size of data type, if it is with reference to 32-bit machine, an integer value will take 4 bytes. So it is 2 into 4, 8. P. So for example, P is pointing to the location 1000 means it is 1000 plus 8, that is 1008. So this is how it gets calculated. We have seen this in detail in the previous video. Please do check out the playlist. Then what about the subtraction? It says subtraction of two pointers can be done. So what we say in addition, subtraction of two pointers cannot be done. But here it says subtraction of two pointers. Say for example, you have a pointer P, you have a pointer Q. P minus Q can be done. It can be done. How it can be done? We'll see that in a detailed way. Like we will see a sample program, very simple example program, and we'll see how we can subtract two pointers. Another point with subtraction, subtraction of a pointer with an integer can be done. So here also in addition. So addition of a pointer with an integer can be done. It gets calculated with its data type, size of the data type. Here also subtraction of a pointer can be done with an integer. So I can just say P minus 2. Same way 2 into the size of the data type. Say for example 4. So it is P minus 2 into 4, it is 8. So for example, P is pointing to 1012. If I say 1012 minus 8, it is 1004. So like this, we can do the evaluation with subtraction also. Let us understand this with an example program. So here is an array. So if the pointer P is pointing to 1000 and if you have one more pointer Q pointing to something, say 1012, how we can perform P minus 2, how we are going to calculate this, how we can do P minus Q. But here one thing that what we need to understand, when we do the addition of pointer with an integer, the answer, that the result that what we are going to get is pointer. We are going to get the address. But here when I say subtraction of two pointers can be done means here P minus Q can be done, whereas P plus Q you can't do. P minus Q you can do, but here it is going to return an integer. Here also the same case, like how we return pointer and address, here also it is going to return pointer and pointer, that is address. A pointer, that is pointer nothing but address, right? So let me conclude this. Pointer addition of two pointers cannot be done, but subtraction of two pointers can be done. Addition of two pointers cannot be done. Addition of a pointer with an integer can be done. Subtraction of two pointers, yes, can be done. Subtraction of a pointer with an integer, yes, it can be done. How to do this? Let us see with some example. Here we have the array declared and initialized with the values 2, minus 3, 7, 9 and 8. Now we have a pointer variable P that is having the address of A of 0. You can also write it like this. Instead of writing A of 0, you can just write it as P equal to A. This is also fine. So address of A of 0. So this is A of 0. This is A of 1, A of 2, A of 3 and A of 4. So now I am storing the address of A of 0, that is 1000, into the pointer P. One more pointer variable Q, which is storing the address of A of 3, which is 1012. So now what I'll do, as I said, we can subtract two pointers, but the result will be integer. So let me have one more variable here. I say D. Then I'll say D equal to Q minus P. So what is Q? It is 1012. 1012 minus 1000. So the answer is 12. But what is this 12? There is no sense here, right? But what can I do with this 12? What we have to do? We have to divide this with the size of the data type. So the data type is integer. So 12 divided by 4, the value is 3. So here it says D, which is integer value, which represents the values between the pointer P and Q. So the number of elements apart from P and Q. So it is 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 elements apart from P and Q. So that is that value. But usually we consider these kind of values when we want to identify how many values we have in the array between two set of pointers. So here these two pointers have to point to the same array so that I can decide how many elements apart we are from one pointer to another pointer. So between P and Q you have 3 elements, 1, 2, 3 between these two. Now what I'll do, as I said, you can perform the subtraction of a pointer with integer. So now what I'll say, Q equal to Q minus 2. So in the sense, Q is a pointer, minus 2 means I have to move backward by 2 elements. So when I say P equal to P plus 2, I say move the pointer by 2 elements. So pointer P is pointing to 1000, then move forward by 2 elements. So by 2 elements means it will point to the element 7, that is 1008. But now what I am saying Q equal to Q minus 2 means I have to move backward. When I say plus 2, it moves forward. When I say minus, it is going to move backward with that particular value. So move backward by 2 elements means Q is pointing to 1012. Move backward by 2 elements means 1, 2. So my answer will be 1004. It will get the value minus 3. But again the same way, it has to be multiplied with the size of the data type. Say size of the data type, integer data type, it is 4. So it is Q minus 8. What is Q? It is 1012 minus 8. So the answer is 1004. So now see, just move backward. Q was pointing to 1012. Move backward by 2 elements, 1, 2. So it is pointing to the location 1004. So what will be the new value for Q? It is 1004. Now Q is pointing to 1004. Now if I just say print Q is 1004, and if I say asterisk Q, then what it is going to print? It is going to print minus 3. Now what I'll do, so now Q is having 1004. Now once again I'll say D equal to, now I'll say P minus Q. What is P? It is 1000. What is P? It is 1000. Minus Q, it is 1004. So 1000 minus 1004. So what will be the answer? It is minus 4. Right? Minus 4 divided by 4, you get minus 1. Means P and Q apart by 1 element. So P is pointing to 1000. Q is pointing to 1004. It is apart by 1 element. So how many elements it is apart means it is by 1 element. So this you can use when you have to move backward and forward, but sometimes If the pointer goes beyond the array, maybe backward or beyond the array forward, then you get some junk value. It does not make any sense. That you shouldn't do. So you have to take care in such a way that you are within the range of the array. Then once again I'll do. So here I got the value -1. So now what I'll do, p equal to p minus 1. What is p? It is 1000. 1000 minus 1 into the size of the data type, it is 4. So it is p minus 1 into 4, it is 4. P is 1000. 1000 minus 4, it is 996. So here you will have the memory beyond this. But when you go and access here, see here you will have the memory beyond this. You will obviously have the memory. But what do we have in this memory? You will have nothing. Then if you try to print the value in that location, you get junk value. This is how we try to do the subtraction with pointers. So here this thing you need to understand. So it is d equal to q minus p, means you are going to get integer. So the value that what you are going to get is integer. When I say pointer minus an integer, then you are going to get some address, that is pointer. And once again, if you do d equal to p minus q, that is from the first pointer to second pointer, you may get some negative value. That will just tell you how many elements apart from you are from first pointer to second pointer, how many elements you can find between p and q. Then once again, if I say p minus 1, you are going beyond the array, that is beyond the memory, where if you try to access something in that particular memory, you will get junk value. So make sure you are not going to move apart from the range of the array. You have to do one more thing here. As soon as you initialize the address of a of 3 into this pointer variable q, q will be holding, that is 1012. Then you try to print that value asterisk q. So if you try to print that value, you will get, what will be the answer? 9. Then you say q equal to q minus 2. Q equal to q minus 2. Then you print asterisk q. What will be the answer? You have to tell me in the comment box. So let us see the execution of this program now. So here we have the complete program to understand pointer subtraction. So here we have an array A with values initialized, and we have the normal integer variable d, so that we can store the value of the pointer subtraction. As I said, we can perform subtraction of 2 pointers and the result will be integer, and for that we have used d. Then I say asterisk p, one pointer variable to store the address of a of 0, and asterisk q to store the address of a of 3. Then what I'll do, immediately after storing the address of a of 3, let me print the value of q. So asterisk q means it has to print 8. Okay, then I say d equal to q minus p. So that is subtraction of 2 pointers where we are going to get an integer value, and that value we are going to print. Then I say q equal to q minus 2. As I said, I can perform a subtraction with integer also. So q minus 2 in the sense q minus 2 into the size of the data type. So it is going to move backward by 2 elements. Backward by 2 elements means it should print 4. It should point to the location of 4. Address, it is going to print that address, and value means it is going to print 4 here. Then we say p equal to p minus 1. P is pointing to the location of first, that is base address. See, A is the array name, and even that array name will have the base address. But through array, we just can't move to the next element through, we just can't change that constant pointer. Array name holds the base address, and that is the constant pointer. Constant pointer cannot be changed, and that pointer cannot be used to traverse. So only we use pointers to traverse the array elements. Okay. Now I say p equal to p minus 1 in the sense 1 into 2 bytes. If it is 16-bit machine, if I say, if it is 32-bit machine, it will say 1 into 4. So it will go beyond this array range and go to that location, means obviously some location will be there, and try to print the value means it is going to print some junk value. So this is not suitable, and this code doesn't make any sense. We'll see the answer, what result what we'll get, but it doesn't make any sense. Going beyond the location array bound, it is not suitable. So we have to make sure that we will be within this array bound, and two pointers which we are using here should point to the same array. If I just say pointer p point to this array and pointer q point to some one more array, it doesn't make sense. So when we are performing subtraction, then both the pointers should point to the same array. So let us see the execution of this now. Say control F9, see value, it is value from q, but that is first value, it is 8, then q minus p, it is 3, address of q, it is some address that what we have changed, then value, it is 4. So this is beyond the location and value equal to 3. Where do we have 3? It is junk value. See, there is no 3. So that's all with this pointer subtraction. Hope you have understood with this pointer subtraction. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.